So I'm almost out of paint, so I'm quickly painting this tote. See how pink it is? Well, I've been painting over it real quick. I'm gonna go just the front and maybe up to here because I don't have a lot of paint. I'm gonna order more. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and guess what? I'm painting a tote. I had a little bit of red paint left from all those chairs I've painted, like very little. I have to order more. And I decided to hit the front of this because it looked like it was pink. It faded. Like that one was dark blue and it faded. It's been here for a couple years. But the point is, when it gets oxidized by the sun and it's rough, that is the perfect time to paint because the paint will hold on so good. So that is a great tip to remember. When it's shiny and slick, it's like oil, it's not going to hold. But when it's rough and it's dry feeling, that's when the paint will hold. Now, because I don't have enough paint on that, I'm not going to go all the way around. I kind of went to the first divot as the tote went in, but I could have done the whole thing. But look at that. Even if it only lasts a year, but you know, that's going to protect the tote as well. And it looks good and it pops now. And I will paint that one later. Remember Gary did the bench down there? Look how it pops. And of course it protects what it's covering. You know, that one's covering wood. This is covering plastic. Now this tester paint, you can go into Home Depot or Lowe's and you can buy it there, and it's about $5, anywhere between $4 and $5 a container. It's called sample paint. It's really good, but they have to make it good. You're testing it and they want to make sure you like it. That's the thing. I'll give you another tip. After you go in and get the color you want or order it online. I go online actually and order it. I order the tester paint I want. You can only order one, I believe, and that's okay. So you can order one red, one blue, one yellow. That's what I did. They think you're going to paint your house or something. You'll probably get a message. Hey, do you want us to help you order more paint? You say no, that's all. But the point is, that's why it's so cheap and it's good paint. The other thing is, this brush is basically toast right now. This brush painted an entire bathroom, the whole brush. Now, why would I use a little 1-inch paintbrush to paint an entire bathroom, which I did years ago, and it's still going strong. It looks so pretty. The point is, you use very little paint. If you use a big brush or a roller, if you were going to, let's go back to the roller. If you were going to roll this on, you'd be pouring the whole container in the rolling bin. Then you'd be putting the roller in there. And what would you do? You'd soak it up and you'd be done before you started because the whole roller would soak it up. You use a larger brush, 2, 3, 4 inches. You're going to have all that paint in the brush and not in what you're painting. So if you want to paint something and you want your paint to go farther than it's supposed to, use the smallest brush you can find, the smallest one. And then you're losing very little paint because the paint is going on where you're putting it and it's not sticking to the brush because you can get every bit of paint off. And then when you're done, you wash your brush. Like I said, this is a makeup brush, by the way. I picked it up at the 99-cent store for 99 cents years ago, and it's almost past its prime. All the colors on it from painting chairs. This is how you can make a small canister like this go so far because you're not wasting paint on the brush. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? This is 7.25 fluid ounces, and this has gone a long way. It's painted some containers. It's painted a couple chairs red. Now it's painting the front of my tote. And that's how you save on paint. So keep that in mind if you want something to go far. And unless you don't care, you want to buy a quart of that, it's going to cost you 16 to who knows, I don't know. But the point is, you can make this tester paint go so far by using a small brush. That's a big tip, and I'm telling you, it works great. So I hope I gave you some ideas on, can you paint a tote? Yes, you can. Put it out in the sun for a couple weeks. Get it so it's not so new, slick and shiny. Hose it down a couple times so you get that rough surface. And once it starts to roughen up a little bit, in other words, you're weathering it a little bit, that's when the paint will stick. Same thing on the chairs, like what's in my chair garden. All those chairs were either thrown away or given to me by my daughter because they were giving off white. The plastic was breaking down. I painted those now. Holy mackerel. Some of the chairs there are over 30 years old, so I know they'll last. Painted them probably 15 years ago, and that's all I need to do once. And this paint really does hold on to plastic. And this particular one, I don't even know what it is. Let's see. It's bare, and it's paint and primer in one, and this one's flat. You know what I like? I actually like the semi-gloss, but sometimes you can't get your choice when you're buying tester paint. So semi-gloss is my favorite, but look at that. Flat's really good too, and it holds on good. So think about that. If your totes are gray, or your totes are faded, or you want to just add some pop into your yard, I think that's going to be really cool. When those cucumbers start growing, and I'm going to get more in there, and I've got color just screaming at me, come pick your cucumbers. Besides, it's fun. So with that, I hope I gave you some tips and tricks on how to save on paint with a teeny brush. Take your time, enjoy yourself, put on some headphones, listen to Robbie and Gary Gardening Easy as you sit here on a chair and paint your tote or your flower pots, any plastic really, as long as it's oxidized. Look at this. This one's oxidized. This is like a dish pan. I could paint that too. I'm going to leave it. But just the point is, let it oxidize and then go for it. Got some extra plastic chairs? You can paint those too. You know, I painted everything, all of them in my rainbow garden. And they look fantastic. Your tester paints at Home Depot are 50 cents usually. Every store could be different. Lowe's, they also have tester paints, and these are paints that people have returned. They didn't like the color, I guess, and they take them back and then they put them up for sale. I shouldn't tell my secrets. I won't be able to get any more. But Lowe's, I think, has them for $1, and then sometimes they put them on sale. But they're 50 cents. And for 50 cents, I have taken these chairs. So many times you find people throw these away. But look at this. You can get like 2, possibly 3 chairs out of 1 can. And I think the color is magnificent. You can pick out so many colors. Usually they have beiges and browns. They've even had purple. And I buy purple and all different colors. But I wanted you to see here. It literally took me less than 15 minutes, and I took my time doing it to paint this whole chair. The ideal thing to do is to turn it upside down. I didn't do it in this one. Paint all the legs first, then let it dry, and then flip it over and paint it. Generally, I only need to do 1 coat, and it's up to you if you want to do 2. It's up to you if you want to do the underside. My dad taught me to do everything because you know it's there or not there. So it depends on my mood. Don't tell my dad if I don't do it underneath. But I paint generally the whole thing, and it paints up so fast. With that, have a wonderful day. Get some paint, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, this is going to look so cool. You can paint flowers on there, sunflowers. Wouldn't that look nice? Okay, not today. Of course, I'm not done. Yes, I got my blue paint in. And look at that dull tote. And look what happens when you paint it. Isn't that amazing? And you think I'm going to stop there? Of course not. These are perfect to do some decoupage. You can get some Mod Podge. And with the Mod Podge, make sure you get the outdoor one. If you can't find the outdoor one, go ahead and get the one that's dishwasher safe. I've used that too. And then you can put some artwork, print something off the printer, find something really pretty in a magazine. Paint the back white if you're using something out of a magazine, and then decoupage it on. Is that not cool? But of course, I love painting. Just paint it. Sit down, enjoy yourself, and decorate those old totes.